Live from Atlanta Motor Speedway, it is the Flatout Racing League with the final race of the season. 130 laps are scheduled. This, as per usual, is the Racing Line Broadcasting Network. So up next are 130 laps here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. It's going to be interesting to find out what happens here as we have a pretty much a two-car battle, I believe, for the point standings at this rate. As of right now, I'm going to double-check that as soon as possible. All right, now it should be a two-car battle between Michael Finlayson and Ryan Hartz, both of which are here this week, and it looks like that is the case. Just triple checking, yep, so it will be a 10-point difference between Ryan Hartz and Michael Finlayson heading into tonight. Anyone else is pretty much out unless somebody like Bradley Burke would somehow pick up a win. The point standings, of course, are pretty interesting. So Bradley Burke does have a chance at may have a chance at actually getting the championship, but that would only be if Ryan Hartz and Michael Finlayson did not show up. So looks to be only just a two-car battle between the 14 and the 3, a 10-point difference. Just as a reminder, in the point structure for this series, it is 40 points for the race winner, and that's 35 points for position number 2, 34 points for position number 3, 33 points for position number 4, and so forth and so on. Of course, there is also one bonus point for leading a lap and one bonus point for leading the most laps. So that will also be key in tonight's race. So your starting grid for tonight is as follows. Starting on the front row is going to be the 3 of Ryan Hartz, and Tom Bourne in the 54 starts on his outside in second place. Starting in third place, it will be Bradley Burke. Bronson Stafford starts off in the 4th place position. Rounding out the top 5, actually, it's going to be Justin Moonsill in the 22, and Walker Thomas starts off in 6th. 7th place will be Shane Terrian. 8th place, Matthew Bell. 9th place is going to be Tyler Riggs. 10th, Robert Kenny. Grant Davis will start 3rd. I'm thinking that over for about a half second. Grant Davis will start 11th. Apologies for that. Matt Dyer starts off in the 12th place position. Starting off in lucky position number 13 is Joseph Tice. Michael Lariat starts 14th. 15th, Jared Matthew. Alan Rowell starts 16th. 17th, Matthew James. Michael Finlayson starts in 18th. 19th going to be Nick Massey, and Matthew Rodriguez rounding out, I believe, is your 20-car field. Just double checking right now. Yep, and that is a 20-car field. So that's just double-checking the timing screen just to make sure that it was actually 20 cars before I said anything. We're just waiting for the field to roll off here, and at the moment, it's already looking to be a win for Ryan Hartz, but that's something that we'll have to find out and win in the championship more specifically. So if you want to do a little bit of calculations, the points coming into this race, 337 points for Michael Finlayson and 327 points for Ryan Hartz. Of course, I'll also be keeping track just to do a rough estimate until then, we won't really know until the end of the race. So 3 is the pole sitter here for this 130 lap race. 200 miles, and it's going to come down to this. Waiting for the pace car to roll through turns 3 and 4. And we'll see who will be the champion by the end of this race. Unfortunately, that's the totally incorrect camera angle that I did not have expected. But either way, the Profile Machine Products 200 at Atlanta is underway in control of Ryan Hartz. Green flag flies, 200 miles in a championship on the line as they head down into turn 1. Well, it looks to be already a bonus point for Ryan Hartz. And that's the only time he could get said bonus point. Now he just has to lead more than half of the race, at least more than Michael Finlayson. Everything should be fine in terms of the point standings, while everybody is very far spread out, double wide occasionally. Ryan Hart's not sure which line to take as of yet. Not sure if he should stay in front of Bradley Burke, go to the inside and protect the inside lane from that 22 of Justin Moonsill. Down to the inside, diving to the inside. Is that Tom Bourne? That is 3 wide as the 81 bounces off the outside wall. Sorry, that's the 61 that bounced off the outside wall. Top side, still 3 wide to make contact. And somehow, some way, everyone still remains sort of okay for the time being. They still stay 3 wide, 2 by 3 into turn 3. It looks like they may have finally sorted that out. Yep, just ever so slightly as Tyler Riggs was all over the back bumper of that number 18 coming off of turn number 4. Everybody just like that, as quickly as it was 3 wide, they instantly sorted out to single file. That is absolutely impressive. Bradley Burke on the top side, the number 22 of Justin Moonsill coming off of turn at number 4. Tried to make a move entering turn 3 as well. Trying to use that top side to his advantage as much as possible. There's Tom Bourne in the 54 down on the inside lane. Had dived down just a couple laps ago. Made it 3 wide, and then, well, next thing you know, everybody is all over the place as Justin Moonsill goes for the lead on coming to lap number 6. There will be 5 laps straight for the number 3. Of course, don't forget that that bonus point for the most laps led, that is up for anybody in this race, running for the championship or not. So it doesn't have to be Ryan Hartz or Michael Finlayson, but already Hartz that actually goes for the bonus. That goes for both bonus points, leading a lap as well as the most laps. That goes for anybody, provided that you lead the most laps before the halfway point. So it looks like everything has relatively calmed down for the most part at the moment, and unfortunately the side-by-side battle back here between the 84 of Matt Dyer and the 98 of Tyler Riggs for position 12, that says otherwise. They still remain side-by-side for the time being. There's Michael Laria in the middle of this, position 11 as of right now, as well as of the start-finish line. There's 94 of Alan Rowell peeking up on the top side. There's Michael Finlayson. He started 18th. He's currently up to 16th right now. Oh, nearly got squeezed into the outside wall. As the 94 defended the outside lane, saying, "Oh, you know what? If you want to get past me, don't use the top side. Although I'm pretty sure the 94 is also coincidentally following the 98 of Tyler Riggs. So Finlayson up to position 15 for the time being. Munsil, Ryan Hartz and Justin Munsil still first and second as the caution is out. It's Tyler Riggs on the back straightaway. And that number 98 machine, caution is out for the first time tonight. We'll see what exactly happened here coming off of turn number 4. As I believe somebody got into the outside wall. It's 84 Matt Dyer that had gotten into the outside wall, unfortunately. So we'll see what exactly had happened here as I show you a replay. Matt Dyer, there he is, gets into the outside wall, shoots down. Oh man, that was somebody that had nearly avoided that. That's Robert Kenny. I don't know if he avoided that or if he did get damage. There's only one way to find out. Oh man, that was way too close for comfort there. Unfortunately, the incorrect background for this, but we are back live either way here at Atlanta, as it looks like everybody is coming down to pit road on lap number, I believe lap number 8. We'll double check this to make sure. Lap 10 coming to lap 11, so it's a solid 11 laps. Sorry, a solid 10 laps. So that's good for any drivers that are really open to figuring out, okay, so it's a 130 lap race. What can I do from here in terms of tire wear? Not seeing anybody back up, at least from this camera angle. The 98 a little bit late getting into his pit box, unfortunately. But we'll see who goes down and away first. It looks like it's going to be Ryan Hartz. Bradley Burke third off, Justin Munsil as well. So we'll be right back as we're going to fix a few camera angles here and make sure the camera angles are actually correct and properly saved. So we'll be right back. We'll take a quick commercial break and we'll be back in time for the green flag.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
And we are back double wide, and we're about to go to the green flag here in just a couple of moments. Reinhardt still remains in the lead. He's led every single lap, including going down pit road. Of course, he's the first driver across the start-finish line. So he does have just that little bit of an advantage. Only one caution involving the 98 of Tyler Riggs and the 84 Matt Dyer. Just a little bit of using the outside wall, or drifting up to the outside wall, I should say, unfortunately for Matt Dyer. Flagman getting ready to wave the green as the pace car pulls off. Back underway as the green flag is out here at Atlanta. So Justin Munsil just barely peeks out to the outside, but instead opts for bump drafting. The 3 down the back straightaway as the 24 of Grant Davis is almost in the middle of the 18 and the 51 there on corner entry. was a little bit of a staggered 3 wide, and look at that, literally bump draft. They used the 42. Matthew Bellin, a huge crash coming into turn 1. Oh, that involves Michael Finlayson. Finlayson is involved in the accident. So are multiple other drivers, the 44, the 34, the 38, the 36. The 57 may not have actually made contact. The 13 of James is involved. That happened about mid-pack as Ryan Hartz is still up here in first. And just like that, the entire championship picture has drastically changed with this caution. Well, somebody's not happy with somebody. We'll figure out what exactly had happened here. Apologies for the black screen as we get the replay set up here in just a few moments. Finlayson was about 10th place or so, just coming across the start-finish line for that restart. But it looks to be a little bit of contact between the 51 and the 24. We'll see what exactly had happened here. So this is the lap after the restart. Contact made, and then everyone just goes around. There's the 14. The 5 of Tice is involved. There's a 51 or 57. Just coming to the tail end of that, Finlayson upside down. Grant Davis involved. Matthew James, the 84 of Matt Dyer, also involved. Maybe the 78. I'm not sure. There's about 5 to 6, maybe 7 cars involved in that. I'm doing a personal recap. There was also a wreck back here, apparently, as well. There's also a secondary wreck in the background here. Not sure what that was exactly about. Maybe just a racing incident, but that had happened nonetheless. We're going to look right here. We're going to rewind this, unfortunately, in real time here. And we're just going to see how many cars that were involved. So we're going to give a second for the software to load up. So we got one, actually we'll do slashes here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars involved. 8 cars involved. And that was pretty much it. Just 8 cars involved. Maybe a few others had gotten some type of damage or whatever. But these are the 8 cars that were majorly involved in this accident. The 14 took a wild ride into the catch fence, flipped over multiple times, you see on the left-hand side of your screen. I think the only one that really lucked out of this was the 57 of Rodriguez, who came up to the tail end of this accident as well. So the lights are now out on the pace cars. We are going back green here in just a few moments. The championship picture, again, has drastically changed. And I don't see that Finlayson is officially out. Somehow still in the lead lap. I believe these drivers are allowed at least one quick repair. And that they are. That's not going to help Michael Finlayson, though, if he's involved in another accident. I will say that. If that is the case, then unfortunately, he is pretty much done for, I believe. But look at this. Walker Thomas is now on the front row. And he had beaten Ryan Hartz out of pit road as well. I'm seeing about half the time. So Walker Thomas took 2 tires. Everybody else, actually no, Walker Thomas and Bradley Burke both had taken possibly 2 tires, a little bit of fuel. Everyone else, 4 tires, maybe some fuel. One thing's for sure, it's a tire gamble, and we'll see what happens here. Green flag flies. We're back underway. And already, Ryan Hartz tried to make a move down to the inside lane. That was not going to work at all. As we're somehow, some way, we saw Ryan Hartz move down, tried to block the 51. That may hurt him in the process because you cannot change lanes before the start-finish line. So I'm not sure if that will count or not, because the 51 and Burke was already there. Grindharts is exactly 10 positions in front plus 1 bonus point. So at this point, I believe Ryan Hartz is theoretically 1 point ahead of Michael Finlayson. As Finlayson, nope, never mind, they have tied it because Finlayson just moved up to 13th. So just looking at this in real time here, as we are 3 wide down the back straightaway and nearly making contact. That was a little bit too close for comfort. Ryan Hart's going right through the middle. And whoever's in the 4 paint scheme has the incorrect number on their paint scheme, unfortunately. Not sure. That's Matthew Bell, actually, who should be in the 42. But nonetheless, still 3 wide. As the 3 of Hearts is trying to do whatever he can to go straight through the middle and straight into the lead. Oh, you could see how close that was between the 51 and the 3. Back to 2 wide now as the 3 is once again in front of Justin Mooncell. Halfway point at this race will be lap 65 as you see drivers on both sides of Matthew Bell. Walker Thomas, the only one that really has an advantage on this. That is how Bradley Burke basically just up against the back bumper of Bell. There's Walker Thomas. You can probably see who leads the line this time by. Yeah, it will be the 42. There's Bradley Burke just sitting back watching this as Ryan Hartz and everybody else just riding on board. So we ride in car with Bronson Stafford. 51 bump drafting the 42 down the back straightaway. And the exterior shot of all this, oh boy, nearly a staggered 3 wide there, is quite interesting. Walker Thomas top side, Matthew Bell inside. Ryan Hartz finally has a little bit of room to breathe for himself. I'm pretty sure he's very relieved at that, but something he won't really be relieved at is that Michael Finlayson is now up to 11th. Finlayson has not really led a lap yet. As we watch all these drivers, somebody, Moonsill and Tyler Riggs, trading paint there down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Peeking down to the inside, there goes Ryan Hartz. So Ryan Hartz officially moves back into the lead unless the 18 has something to say about it, which he tries to do, but immediately defending the inside lane was Ryan Hartz, just like that. You have to do what you have to do to stay in the lead and win the championship as well. And look at this. These two are so far ahead of everybody else. They have a little bit of room to breathe. Maybe, just maybe they have a little bit of space to break away as well. Of course, they've already done that. About 0.5 seconds between third and second. You can see Bronson Stafford may have led up off turn number 2 onto the back straightaway. And there is Michael Finlayson currently up to 9th. So at this point, taking a double check at the point standings here. Just wanting to calculate if the race were to end right now. It's Munsell having a little bit of internet issues. He did drop off the face of the universe for a second, but he is back. So at this point, if the race were to end now, Ryan Hartz would have 368 points, with Michael Finlayson in position 9. And Finlayson would have 365 points. So what Michael Finlayson has to do, position 8, sorry, not position 9. May have miscalculated that, going to double check. 366 points. So as of right now, essentially, Michael Finlayson is 2 points out from winning the championship. So that means Finlayson has to finish in 6th or better to win the championship, and that is involving Ryan Hartz staying in the first place position. At the moment, that sure looks like it's to be the case. He did qualify on the pole. So we'll figure out what happens here in due time, as Michael Finlayson about to tie for the championship. So Michael Finlayson ties for the championship once he gets to position number 6. When he gets above 5th or better, or at 5th place or better, as when Sell creates a few sparks there heading into turn 3, then that means the 14 will maybe officially win the championship. I believe they go off of the amount of wins for a tiebreaker. And if that was the case, as we continue to watch, the lead is broken away at this point. The lead gap is 0.8 seconds. Ryan Hartz is pulling away from Walker Thomas. But if it were to go by the amount of wins, that's going to be a little bit, that may not even happen, actually. I don't know. We'll find out, because Ryan Hartz would have the same amount of wins as Michael Finlayson. Oh, as he's really loose off of turn number 4. 365 points now for Michael Finlayson. So 6th place or better, provided Ryan Hartz stays in first place. And looking at the standings right now, Michael Finlayson has 3 wins. Hartz has 2 wins. So I believe they go for a different tiebreaker then, if that's the case, because Ryan Hartz would have won, if he did win this race, then they would have a tie amount of wins. So that would be interesting to see what the next tiebreaker would be. We'll figure it out by the end of the race. I can definitely say that. Make your prediction on who you expect to win the championship. It's either Ryan Hartz or Michael Finlayson. At the moment, I'd say Ryan Hartz. In fact, he's my Ryan Hartz is basically my entire pick, because he's already up in first place with, let's see there, 1.0, possibly 1.1 second gap here to second place of Walker Thomas in a moment. We'll find out what happens, but Ryan Hartz in first place, 368 points as of right now. He hasn't led the most laps yet. If he leads the most laps, which he has for the moment, it'll be 369 points. But that hasn't happened yet, because we have not, Ryan Hartz hasn't led officially as of yet the most laps. As of right now, for sure. Right now we got a battle for position 11 between Tyler Riggs and Robert Kenny. As Riggs was on the top side, Kenny trying to fight back on the inside in the 34. Shane Terrian going to join in on this battle. So Terrian will pull away Michael Laria, who's a lap down from getting involved in the wreck earlier on. The eight car wreck where everyone has at least one faster pair. Laria is saved for the time being, but unfortunately, again, he is a lap down. Grant Davis, unfortunately, has been sitting in pit road for the past 3 minutes and 20 seconds as of right now. Matthew James just now entered pit road as well. Not sure as to why, but taking tires down and away, right sides. That's going to bring up a whole other conversation here. 1.5 seconds separates Ryan Hartz from Walker Thomas. Justin Moonsill and Matthew Bell battling side by side. Matthew Bell top side in the 4, which should be the 42. Moonsill in the 22, and just like that, the battle for 5th goes to the number 22. Just as quickly as it started, it ends just as quickly. But unfortunately, Tom Bourne has other plans. He's coming to 6th place. Or 6th place, actually, but at the moment, he's having some resistance. From the 4 on the top side, Finlayson makes contact with the 54, and oh, Michael Lariat just made contact. That's the commentator's curse right there. Hard shot to the inside wall for Lariat. Tom Bourne, not exactly sure if Tom Bourne came up or the 14 was also moving down or what happened. But the caution is out for the 3rd time today. We'll figure out what exactly had happened here once we get a replay set up for you in a few moments' time. So it looks like right here, the 54 coming up the racetrack, trying to fall in behind the 4. The 14 had a little bit of momentum, and unfortunately, a contact had happened, and then the 44 just arrived from out of absolutely nowhere with no reaction time whatsoever. Somebody was in the infield as well off the corner, so whoever that was got saved. Oh man, and yep, there's the inside wall. Not sure who that was in the infield off of turn 4. We'll figure out who that is. That was a 13 and Matthew James just off of a pit stop. Taking a look at the replay here, the 13 goes low, and maybe the wear on the left side tire is a little bit too much. Knocks the cone out, slides in the infield, so he did get saved in a sense. As everybody comes down pit road. As everyone comes into pit road, we'll see who exits pit road where. A little bit of a late entry is somebody. That's Tom Bourne in the 54. So first off pit road is going to be the 3. No, it's the 18, the 3, somebody else. Nick Massey. Was that really Nick Massey? I think that was, yeah, Nick Massey from out of nowhere. 3rd off pit road, Matthew Bell. 4th off, Justin Moonsill. 5th off of pit road. So for Ryan Hartz to secure the most laps led, all he has to do is lead 66 laps, to be more specific. Would it be nice to lead 65? It would, but to really secure that, you have to get 66 laps led in your own time throughout this whole race. So all eyes are on the pace car, and we'll see if the lights go out this time by. They will not. So we will wait one more lap before the lights are officially out on the top of the pace car. But until then, Michael Finlayson currently, actually Justin Moonsill is dropping back. Actually stopped. Not sure as to why. As of course you can hear his engine is running as we cranked up the audio there for a second. Not sure what is wrong. hopefully he can get back going because the field is just about to get off of turn 4. I'm not sure if this will draw a delayed yellow either. We'll find out. 13 and Matthew James about to get waved around, and it looks like the 22 will tow it back to pit road. So the lights this time by will shut off. 13 gets waved around as he is currently 2 laps down. Lights are again out on the pace car, so we'll be going green this. Unfortunately, I don't know how to properly mute the monitoring and then unmute the monitoring without muting it on the output. So apologies for that, for the microphone cutting out there for a few moments. But Walker Thomas in control of the field once again. Green flag about to fly here. Coming up on the halfway point right now, it's once we cross the start-finish line, it'll be exactly 20 laps until halfway. Uncompleted laps, that is. Green flag about to fly, and we are back racing at Atlanta. As Ryan Hart's a little bit hesitant to get back down to the inside lane. Somebody's making a huge dive to the inside. That is Shane Terrian. So at this point now, it's Ryan Hart's with... Oh boy, we're going to have to double check this really quickly. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have said anything because Ryan Hart's has just gotten out of second place. We'll see. Side-by-side battle for the lead. We'll see who gets this time by. It's Ryan Hart's just by about half a bumper. Quarter of a hood almost. Ryan Hart's needs the key number for his race today is 66. That is to fully secure the most laps led bonus point. Unfortunately, though, the 18 and the 42, the 4 in this case, both have different plans. But fighting back on the outside is Ryan Hart's trying to stay behind the 18, cuts in front of the 4 of Bell. Right down to the inside, an amazing move, and just like that, Ryan Hart's is back in the lead. Still about a 3-point difference, 2-point difference actually, as of right now, if you count the start-finish line positions of the 3 and the 14. 2 points. All that matter. It's a drag race down the back straightaway as the 18 of Thomas tries to find whatever he can do. Not sure why there were sparks all the way up there, but the 18 of Thomas trying to figure out what he can do on the top side, what is actually going to work, how long it's going to take to wear in as well. All Michael Finlayson has to do again is at least finish 6th or better. That's with Ryan Hart's in the lead, as the 18 was a little bit close to the outside wall there. Oh, the 4 is going to spin 4 wide for a split second, and the caution is coming out again as it's a 5, 6, maybe 7 car accident. Somehow, Michael Finlayson has squeaked through, and he's officially in 5th place and scored. Oh, wait, hold on. I think the 54 is going to pass him back here due to when the caution was thrown. No, that maybe they're not happy with each other, or they're just checking up. Either way, though, we'll see what exactly had happened here and where Michael Finlayson falls into this after we take a look at the replay here. So there's no prior contact between the 54 and the 14, so that was just a little bit of a checkup movement and nothing intentional. So taking a look down the back straightaway, as somebody had an issue on the front straightaway at the same time. But taking a look at the replay here, 61 that pushes the 4 down the back straightaway twice, 3 times as the 4 tries to lift. The 5 of Tice somehow avoids it, so the 38 is involved again in an accident. As you see the 14 go low, so it's a 4-car crash right here. The 51, the 4, 5 cars. As the 94 gets involved, maybe 6 if the 34 got involved, or the 98. 34, yep, right into the quarter panel of 51. So that is a 6-car accident, and it will be a 7-car accident. 8 cars actually is a 50. Somebody else made contact back there. The 78, that is the 84 Matt Dyer, who also made contact. Just coming to the tail end of that. Oh, well, it's nothing major, that's for sure, but that's definitely not the thing that you want to have happen. So as of right now, with everybody just now going into pit road, question mark? Nope, everyone's just out of pit road, actually. I was a bit confused for a moment, to be honest. And now I know why. A few drivers have stayed out. Matthew Rodriguez is one of them. Ryan Hartz is one of those that had pitted, along with Nick Massey and pretty much everybody behind him. So at this point, speaking of points, it will be Ryan Hartz at the moment in second place. Coming into this race, 327 points, plus 1 bonus point for leading a lap. We're not going to count the most laps led until the end of the race, just to make it simple, or just until somebody hits the 66 laps led, or somewhere about that area. At the moment, it's 327 points, plus 1 point for leading a lap for Ryan Hartz, plus, as of right now, 35 points for second place. And that comes to a total of 363 points for Ryan Hartz. Michael Finlayson coming into this race, 337 points. Plus 5th place points, which are 32 points. 369 points. So I'm going to have to redo this because that was kind of more explaining than actually paying attention, unfortunately. So 369 points for Michael Finlayson versus 363. So just like that, an entire 6-point difference. Oh, that may be 4th place now. Nope, make that a 7-point difference. 370 points for Michael Finlayson. Wait, hold on. Ryan Hartz, however, back in the lead. This is how quickly things change around here. So this is why real-time points aren't exactly a thing, at least for this. It's kind of complicated when you're working it out live, so doing this one more time. 327 plus 1 bonus point plus 40 points now is 368 points. But since Michael Finlayson, 368 points again for Ryan Hartz, but since Finlayson is 6th or better, in this case 4th, 370 points. So 2 points advantage goes to Finlayson. So after all that, I'm going to have to find out what happens after this, because Finlayson is officially in the championship. Win the first place. Goodness gracious, words are confusing, unfortunately. First place in points as the green flag flies, but if Ryan Hartz wins, what's the tiebreaker going to be? As Finlayson almost, I thought he was going to try and make a move down to the inside, or at least to the middle lane, in between the 48 and the 18, but that just did not happen, which is possibly a good move because the 3 has one faster pair available to him. The 14 does not. So while the 14 desperately wants to get to the front and really make this a secure championship win. Personally, I wouldn't be all over the back bumper of the person in front of you. Oh boy, that looked to be a little bit close, but Finlayson is thinking just about that championship, or at least staying 6th place or ahead. You have to be careful, though. That is for sure. 38 laps led. It's still leaning in the favor of Ryan Hartz for the for the bonus point of leading the most laps. Bradley Burke nowhere to be found as of actually, nope, 9th place. There he is. He is 4th place in the point standings, unfortunately, so he doesn't really have a secure shot unless the 14 and the 3 did not show up this week. It'd be in the winning hands of those two unless Bradley Burke was in first. And again, the 3 and the 14 did not show up. Finlayson has somebody on his inside lane, though, and that is the 54 and the 18. Thankfully, though, those two are not side by side at the exact same time. So it is 18 cars remaining here on the racetrack as the 3 tries to figure out what to do. You see the 38 of Shane Terrian trying to figure out which line is actually going to work as Tom Bourne makes a staggered 3 wide. 14 up top, 14 up top, 18 in the middle. And just like that, it only lasted through turns 3 and 4. Thankfully dissipated to double follow racing once again. And just slicing in front of that front bumper of the 48, getting bump drafted down the back straightaway, was the 3 of Ryan Hartz. You see Finlayson moving his way up to 3rd. At this point, Finlayson is officially the championship winner. If Ryan Hartz wasn't in the lead, in that case we'd have a tiebreaker, but I believe that would still go to the 14. Actually, no, sorry, apologies, that is not the tiebreaker case. The event we do get a tiebreaker, Finlayson finishes 6th, and Ryan Hartz wins the race, because they would have the exact same amount of points and the exact same amount of wins, as the 54 of Tom Bourne moves up to the top side of the 18. Trying to get to P4 is the 54. You can see how slightly spread out everybody is for the moment. Relatively single file as well, relatively calm as we continue to watch the battle between the 54 and the 18. And while Tom Bourne tried to make an attempt on the top side off turn number 2, it will not work. Will he make a move down to the inside? I thought he was going to stay on the back bumper, but he'll move down to the inside. I'm pretty sure even Bourne was a little bit indecisive on where to go. Should I stay behind the 18 or should I move down to the inside? It's a split-second decision that you have to make, while simultaneously going about 160 miles an hour down the back straightaway. I forgot what the top speed is. Oh, I was way off. 190. 185, right about there is when Tom Bourne tried to make the move. So 185 miles an hour. Try making a decision that fast as the 14 moves up to 2nd. Walker Thomas all over the back bumper. The 48. Oh, that looked goodness. That was a little bit close from that angle, but different angles show different size of spacing as the 14 looks to squeeze the 48. Or appears to squeeze the 48. I could not tell from that camera angle, but it looked like it. They were definitely close. That is for sure. Here comes the 38 of Shane Terry. This guy's resilient. Pretty sure he was just involved in an accident. Not sure how many fast repairs there are. But the 38's machine looks fine. So I believe as Tom Bourne nails the outside wall. Look at Terrian diving down under Finlayson and the 54. Immediately shoves Finlayson down to 6th. And just like that, It's just above tie as the 5 tags the back bumper. The 14 slides off the corner, and caution comes out. More drivers are spinning as well. Robert Kenny, I believe. Alan Rowell in the 78. Oh, Laria. Right at the last second, just avoiding that. Finlayson, just like that, sent down from 6th all the way to 15th. Oh my goodness. That was just a. This basically is a halfway point as well. So this is the halfway point of the race. We'll take another look at this. What happened off the corner? We saw the 5. As we look at this in slow motion, actually look at this at regular speed. The 5 tags the 14. The 14 tries to save it twice. Look how sideways he is at this point. That is absolutely everything is locked up at this point. The 34 of Kenny also involved in this. The 84 of Matt Dyer cuts through the grass. As the 34 may have spun out just a little bit. And you can see when the caution is thrown as well, but Robert Kenny wasn't severely involved in the accident. Not sure what happened to the 78 here. It was definitely after the start-finish line, so we'll see what exactly happened. 94, oh, gets tagged by the 13. Oh, man. Michael Laria coming through right at the last second. Yeah, you see how slow he was staying in a straight line. Did not make a move until he was absolutely sure on where he knew he wanted to go. So everybody is in pit road except for Michael Finlayson trying to get a lap lead. He got his bonus point for a lap lead. First off pit road, Nick Massey. Ryan Hart's second off pit road. Third off pit road, Tom Bourne. So I believe, we'll double check here. Nope, that was not the lap lead bonus, actually. Finlayson had not yet gotten the lap lead bonus. I'm pretty sure when he expected to stay out, he expected to get that, but that did not happen. As you see, Ryan Hartz was the leader coming into pit road, which means, well, he was the leader before Finlayson was scored in the lead, which is now in real time. Now, does Finlayson pit, or does he stay out? It looks like he'll stay out and risk doing so. Trying to get whatever point possible. So now it's 338 points, officially at least, coming into this race. So it's still a 10-point difference between Finlayson. Yep, there it is, between Finlayson and the 3 of Ryan Hartz. Again, coming into this race, as of right now, 338 points plus 40 points, well, it's 378 points for Michael Finlayson at the moment, versus Ryan Hartz with 362 points. That is a massive, massive point difference, just like that. But does Finlayson really want to risk it, though, is the question. He's on, at the moment, goodness, 17 coming to 18 lap old tires, versus everybody else's fresh tires, including Ryan Hartz, and of course Nick Massey, Tom Bourne, Walker Thomas, pretty much for the entire field in general, except for Matthew James. Does Finlayson pit this time by and work his way up later on? It looks like he will. Of course, Matthew James will stay out due to the fact that he is a lap down, sort of. He's officially on the lead lap as of right now. There he is. There he goes. So, Finlayson taking right side tires as he continues to fall down the real-time order. I don't think he's even at the start-finish line as of yet. But right now, Michael Finlayson sits all the way back in 16th. So now that we are officially halfway, we'll hold off on a double wide break. But until then, the green flag will be flying here in just a few moments. Listening to the sounds, Reinhardt's dives down off the corner, immediately going for the lead, as somehow Bradley Burke also immediately going for third place out of absolutely nowhere. Last time, oh my goodness, Tom Bourne squeezing him down into the inside lane. Oh my goodness, I think that broke my voice just a little bit. But my goodness, that was out of absolutely nowhere. The last time we checked in with Bradley Burke, he was 9th place. At this point, I believe Bradley Burke would be 3rd in points by the end of the night. So, not too bad. If that's the case, we'll just interview our top 3 in points. Make it easier, but we'll figure out what we are doing later on. But right now, still side by side between Nick Massey and Ryan Hart's advantage to the number 3, except as of the start-finish line, well, that was advantage of Nick Massey 4 times. So the top side does have its little bit of an advantage for momentum. However, Brian Hart's still showing that the inside lane is strong with 52 laps led. Could it be lap 53 for Ryan Hart's? Oh, that was really close, but that was lap 53 for Ryan Hart's. Yep, there it switches over to lap 53. That was, I'm assuming, probably about 0.01 seconds, maybe a few thousandths of a second as well. The more Brian Hart's just barely edges out. The 48, the start-finish lines, the 98 was slightly around there. Barely saw that on the right-hand side of your screen earlier. Just heading into turn 3, Finlayson splits 3 wide up to position number 13, maybe position 12 if he gets by the 94. Not sure what happened to Tyler Riggs there, but he might have gotten tagged just a little bit. Well, we're not going to take a replay look due to this battle for the lead that is still ongoing. 54 laps led, 55 laps to go. 11 more laps in the lead for Ryan Hart's, and he secures both bonus points. Well, he officially secures the leading the most laps bonus point. Oh, sliding in front, great crossover by the 48. Now the lines are reversed, quite literally. But does Ryan Hart's still stay in front? He powered off on the outside lane there on the corner entry. Amazing job by the 3, even with the crossover from Massey in the 48. That was absolutely impressive. And right, I thought the 48 was going to get down to the inside. And just like that, almost everybody single file. Bronson Stafford has other ideas. Or sorry, that's the 18 of Walker Thomas that has other ideas. Apologies on somehow getting that mixed up. Finlayson up to 10th. So since Michael Finlayson and the 3 of Ryan Hart's both had led at least a lap, I've already essentially given them that bonus point. At the moment, Ryan Hart's is in line to get a 9-point difference between himself and Michael Finlayson. That does not include final points. That includes the points coming into this race. Coming in, off the corner, 54 of Tom Bourne. Finlayson spins around in the background. Caution is out. Really locking it down. It's a 14 and gets it back going. Keep it off the wall. There you go. There we go. 6th caution of the day, and that may have gifted Ryan Hart the race lead. The most laps led for sure. What had happened to Finlayson off of turn number 2? Oh, he just got the outside wall. That may have been the same that happened to Tom Bourne, instantly locking up the brakes. All 4 wheels. And then letting it roll. Not sure what happened to Tom Bourne. We'll take a look. He's still positioned in 4th place. So he got a very lucky break as well. Did he get the wall? Yep, same place that Finlayson got it. But unfortunately, Tom Bourne was... Finlayson wasn't the lucky one. Trying to find attempting to find the proper camera angle here before we give you back the picture. For some reason, there it is. So everybody is in pit road. Ryan Hart, Nick Massey, Bradley Burke, quite literally everybody except for Michael Laria, who stays out to get his lap back. So Finlayson not having the best of luck so far, but he is hanging in there, doing a wonderful job at doing so. Currently sits 16th on pit road. Just like that, it's going to be Ryan Hart's. Oh man, drag race off the pit road. That goes to Ryan Hart's. Nick Massey 2nd off pit road. Tom Bourne is 3rd off of pit road. Shane Terrian and Matthew Bell 4th and 5th off of pit road respectively. So now that everybody's off pit road and in a semi-finalized position, at least for the time being, we'll see whether points stand still between Ryan Hart's and Michael Finlayson. Hart's plus 40 points, 368 points at the moment for Ryan Hart's. For Michael Finlayson, he currently sits 12th, 363 points. So it still stands 6th place or better, and maybe 5th place or better, depending on if... check here. 61 laps led. Getting there. Ryan Hart is getting there. So he almost has the, at least as of right now. So what I've done is that I've included the bonus point for a lap led already. Not even the final points, but the bonus points at the most. So coming to this race again, it was Finlayson and Hart's with a 10-point difference. Finlayson 337 points, Hart's 328 points. Add 1 point to both of those, so 338 points for Finlayson and Ryan Hart's 328, because we already know they already led at least 1 lap. Leading the most laps, however, could be Ryan Hart's. We'll have to find out in the next 3 laps. But that could end up putting the 10-point difference to a 9-point difference. So maybe 5th for a tiebreaker, and then 4th place or better. And of course, Michael Finlayson not liking the package of the cars here too much. As he literally just said, I hate this package so much over on the YouTube chat, so... It's challenging. Once I get the hang of it, it might be fun. It might be. I'm not sure. I've only been doing commentary, and I have not actually full-time raced the package at every single track, so that's going to be interesting to do during the summer. But it's going to be 3 laps. Actually, no, 2 more. Well, we'll take a look at this here a second. 62 laps, 66 laps. So it's another 3 laps under green, because this lap coming to the green, of course, it has to be the 3 of Ryan Hart's. So 3 laps, and then we can officially put that 10-point difference to a 9-point difference. Then everything changes. So we'll figure out what exactly happens here as the green is about to wave once again. Cloud cover here at Atlanta. Green flag flies, and we are back racing. And that was not Ryan Hart's at the lead, or at the start-finish line. That was Nick Massey at the start-finish line. I don't know if Ryan Hart's didn't get going or what. But that is coincidence if I ever saw one. Tom Bourne dives it to the top side. Ryan Hart tries to defend that, but that will not work. Getting bumped by the 4 of Matthew Bell. So now it's officially 3 more laps to be led by Ryan Hart. And it's not even the end of the race. Matthew Bell, however, all over the back bumper. Now the 54 of Tom Bourne dives down to the inside, all over the back bumper of the 3. 2 more laps. And Ryan Hart officially secures that second bonus point for leading the most laps. As he moves way down to the inside, I'm pretty sure he's aware of this as well. Matthew Bell goes back down to the inside lane behind the 3, backs off, lets the 54 Bourne maybe slipping behind. That is very close to the quarter panel, however. I don't think Tom Bourne wants to go to the inside. He wants to go to the outside and make something happen. Ryan Hart just needs to lead as we are 3 wide for position number 3 through turn 2. This is going to be interesting. 2 wide for the lead. Tom Bourne and Ryan Hart. Everybody is side by side up here in the top 5. At the start-finish line, Ryan Hart does get the most laps led bonus point officially at this point, and that's great timing, but terrible timing as well for the 14 who's involved, and the caution is out. 18 involved. Matt Dyer involved. The 57, again, coming up to the back end of the wreck, but the 14 got a piece of that. More and more damage accumulating on the Ford of Michael Finlayson. Well, we'll see what exactly happened here. I saw somebody get tagged. Well, not get tagged, but I saw somebody diving down to the inside lane. So we'll see what exactly happened. The 18 of Walker Thomas had gotten tagged in the back bumper. That's by Bronson Stafford. Not sure if it was timing or what. But once you go all the way there, well, actually, no, that was a totally different person. There's Tyler Riggs. But did the 18 collide with anybody? You see, he's hard on the brakes. There's Matt Dyer, yeah. 98 may have gotten a piece of, for sure got a piece of that as well. Not sure how, though. Possibly just avoiding or in general. Oh, we got tagged. The 5 got a piece of that. The 14, as well as another driver in the background. Not sure who that driver was. That was the 61 of Bronson Stafford. So that's still the same amount of drivers, about 5 or so drivers. So going back live, The more the laps wind down, the more the adrenaline starts to rise, especially for Ryan Hartz, who's actually first off pit road right here. Tom Bourne second off, third off. Matthew Bell, Nick Massey fourth, Shane Terrian fifth. And Layson ninth off of pit road. So now the fun part is recalculating well, not everything, but recalculating to see where Finlayson has to finish to at least tie Ryan Hartz. Need to find the correct camera angle here for the pace car, unfortunately, and there we go. So let's do a little bit more calculations here. 329 points plus 40 points is 369 points. That is for Ryan Hartz at the end of at the end of this race. 338 points plus Michael Finlayson's current position, which is 9th. That's 28 points. 366 points. 1, 2, 3. It's still... Is it really still... Double checking here. It's really still... Yep, still... P6 or better for Finlayson to at least tie. Well, to at least tie, Finlayson would have to finish in position 6, and Ryan Hartz would have to win. And then we go into the tiebreaker, as mentioned. 3 wins each. If Ryan Hartz does win, he adds 1 more win, ties Michael Finlayson for wins. So once Finlayson gets to P5 or above, then in that point it's possibly, it's pretty much over in terms of points. I was thinking about wins for a moment, but in terms of points, the championship would be pretty much in the hands of the 14. So Ryan Hartz can pretty much relax at this point, coming to his 70th lap led. Well, not exactly relax. He can sort of relax, if there is such a thing. Because he still has to pretty much win and still hope that Finlayson does not finish above 6th place. As far as the tiebreaker, I am honestly not sure, but other than that, we'll see what happens here. The interesting thing is that Ryan Hartz has 1 less start, so I believe it would be starts and then wins. It's the amount of top 5s, which that's also a tie, and then top 10s, which is in that point going to the hands of Finlayson. So we'll figure this out. We'll figure this out when the time comes around. Other than that, though, the 3 of Ryan Hartz in control of the field once again as they go through turns 3 and 4, and the pace car will drop off of the racetrack, putting the field back in control of the number 3. Off the track, the pace car goes, and on the track goes the green flag as we're back underway at Atlanta. Apparently don't know how to say words correctly, back underway at Atlanta, but other than that, Matthew Bell all over the back bumper of Ryan Hartz with 38 laps to go here. Let's go double wide with 5 laps to go. Or sorry, 35 laps to go, not 5 laps to go. We'll go double wide with 35 laps to go. Apologies. Tom Bourne on the quarter panel of number 4. The 42 of Matthew Bell. Still Ryan Hartz in the lead for the time being. And just on the quarter panel, uncomfortably close. Bump drafting down the back straightaway. And completely filling up that mirror of the 3. And of course, for any of you that are fans of Manufacturers, well, your entire top 3 are now Chevrolets because Nick Massey just came from out of absolutely nowhere. Matthew Bell gets tagged now as we see it here on board. Does he save it though? I think he saved it. No, the caution is out. It's another crash heading into turn 3. I think Matthew Bell had somehow saved it initially, but there's a little bit of a check up there. Michael Finlayson up to 7th now. Try to get an exterior shot. Unfortunately, that was not the case in time, so he will get a replay up for sure. Let's see what happens here off turn 2. Coming to the back straightaway, the 4 gets tagged twice, and that was a whole separate incident behind them, I think. There's a 4-car incident, Thomas involved again, the 78 involved, the 13, maybe Matt Dyer as well, and maybe Walker Thomas. And Alan Rowell as well. Not sure if just from the checkup of the entire field or not, but we'll ride on board with a 94 to see what happened. He got loose all on his own. Oh, he got tagged by somebody. Tried to immediately get it back going as quickly as possible. So back under caution. Field in pit road as of right now. So take this opportunity to go for a quick commercial break. We'll be right back in time for the green. So don't go anywhere. This is the Racing Line Net Broadcasting Network, a championship on the line as we'll hold off just a little bit. Tom Bourne, Joseph Theus. Where did Ryan Hartz come off pit road? 4th off of pit road. Michael Finlayson, 7th off of pit road. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here coming to the green here on this restart. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Back live here at Atlanta for the Profile Machine Products 200 for the final race of the season. Lights are out on the pace car, and Robert Kenny has not gone to pit road. 9 laps used on his tires. He will restart on the top side. Tom Bourne restarts on the inside. Bronson Stafford restarts in 3rd. Joseph Tice restarts 4th. Michael Laria restarts in 6th. There's Ryan Hartz. He restarts in 5th. Michael Finlayson directly behind him in a sense in 7th. So Michael Finlayson is officially, at the moment, heavily emphasizing those last 3 words, at the moment, your points leader. Now the interesting part is, you can see the 3 is hanging back just a little bit, probably just trying to take a look, saying, oh, he's right there. Maybe a little bit of motivation for him to stay up front. Not sure why he's laying back just a little bit, but other than that, though, the 34 in the lead chose the top side as the restart. Pace car pulls off. Green flag about to fly as the sun sets here in Georgia with 31 laps to go. And just like that, a near pass in the grass from Ryan Hartz immediately off the bat tries to get under the 5 of Tice, but that will not work. So right now, he'll have to settle for passing Bronson Stafford. From 3rd to 4th, Tice forced all the way down to the apron under the white line, so it's essentially legal as we are 3 wide. Joseph Tice, Robert Kenny, Tom Bourne 3 wide. Bourne leads off the corner. Top side is that number 54 machine, and somehow, some way, everyone back to 2 by 2 by 2. Finlayson not too far behind. He's above 6th place. Again, 6th place, the key position for the 14 of Finlayson. Hartz tries to go through the middle 3 wide, but that will not work as Tice protects the inside lane. Will that open the bottom? No, it will not. 3 wide as the caution just comes out. Matt Dyer may have been... Oh, heavy accident from Matt Dyer, apparently. That car, unfortunately, in much... well, we'll see what happened to Matt Dyer here. Got into the outside wall, contact with the 13, and oh my goodness. Well, that definitely happened. Unfortunately, Matt Dyer's car and Dyer needed repair. Don't worry, I cited that pun too, so I apologize for that, but that car, unfortunately, looking like the front of a Modify after somehow getting stuck in a wall, but I won't question those physics. Michael Finlayson 5th, currently in the points championship lead. Joseph Tice. Well, they want to go to the pit road is the question. Yes. Staying out is Ryan Hartz. Pitting is Michael Finlayson. There's only 5 laps, and 2 of which were pretty much run under the green. Could this backfire for Finlayson? And the majority of these drivers have actually pitted as well. 3 have stayed out at the moment. That is Ryan Hartz, Tyler Riggs, and Matthew Bell. Alan Rowell, Bradley Burke, 4th and 5th, as somebody had to back up there, unfortunately, as the 57 of Matthew Rodriguez. Finlayson, number 14, position 14 off the pit road. I was going to hold off for a second, but yep, position 14 off pit road. And just like that, Finlayson is out of the championship lead. Things can change just like that. So we would be doing in-car interviews, but unfortunately that is not going to be the case, as knowing myself, it would be with Ryan Hartz, and that's probably not going to end well. So to avoid the commentator's curse, I will hold off on that in general. See Alan Rowell going to pit road. Lights will remain active on the pace car. So we will take a quick break. We'll be right back in town for the green. So we are back live, the green flag about to fly here once again at Atlanta. Under 30 laps to go, 25 laps to go when we take the green flag and get to the start-finish line. 25 laps remain. Ryan Hartz, Tyler Riggs, Matthew Bell, Bradley Burke, Jared Matthew, your top five. Michael Finlayson all the way down in 13th. Green flag flies, we're back underway. Just like that, everybody's scrambling for position mid-pack. I think the only drivers that really aren't scrambling are your entire top five, as they have broken away for the most part. Well, they don't have anybody in their outside lane. And right when I say that, Shane Terrian decides to move up top. Tom Bourne decides to move down to the inside and take advantage of the free space, nearly made contact. Finlayson up to 10th at the moment. Again, 6th place or better for Finlayson. Shane Terrian bump drafting the 54 on the top side. I'm surprised that it even remotely worked without any issues down the quad oval. Unfortunately, someone about to have a few issues is pretty much everybody here in the entire field, because everybody's making contact. There goes the 57, 54, and 78 into the entire field. The 14 was not involved in the accident, for anyone who is wondering, and luckily the majority of your field doesn't seem to be involved. Everyone, mostly everybody had made it through. Finlayson is now tied with the championship points, as we'll get a replay up. I have absolutely no words for what just happened, but we'll figure this out. So the 4 Matthew Bell slides up top, making evasive maneuvers, trying to go a little bit down low. Looked to be the 54 of Tom Bourne. To avoid that, the 78 moves down low. Possibly misjudged the space by the looks of that. I'm not 100% sure, but moved back up into the 54, and both had pretty much hit the inside wall. There goes Finlayson, but unfortunately the 13, the 94, the 84, Matt Dyer again. Somebody else, Nick Massey, was involved. Up there at the very top of your screen, top left-hand side, Nick Massey involved. And I believe, judging by that, the 18 Walker Thomas as well. So, multiple drivers involved in this caution once again. Coming off of pit road is Ryan Hartz and Matthew Bell. Joseph Tice is also next. Michael Finlayson follows suit. Bradley Burke, Michael Laria, Matthew James, Alan Rowell, Robert Kenny. So drivers that stayed out: Shane Terrian, Bronson Stafford, and Tyler Riggs. $20 laps to go at the start-finish line. And Ryan Hartz is essentially, at the moment, out of a championship. What had happened with the 98? Not sure if 98 downshift. I think the 98 downshifted. Yep, you're better off rolling backwards. It's very slowly rolling backwards. There he goes. Making sure everyone is by. Not exactly sure what happened to the 98. Yeah, he had just broke loose. Yeah, I'm not sure if you heard it from there. We got one more. But he had broken loose all of a sudden from downshifting, and that does happen occasionally. Oh man, from a very low rev to 7,000. Yeah, that's definitely grounds to make your car very just snap out of control was all of a sudden. So he does get his position back. So throughout this entire race, we've had 20 drivers show up, 2 of which are out. That's just Grant Davis in 20th and Justin Moonsill in 19th. Jared Matthew in the 78 is 2 laps down. Same with Matt Dyer, also 2 laps down in 17th. 16th onwards is all are drivers that are all on the lead lap. So the lights are out. Shane Terrian chooses the top side. And a little bit of interest here. So since everyone else had went to pit road, 4th on back, those drivers that went to pit road, Shane Terrian, Bronson Stafford, Tyler Riggs all stayed out. Shane Terrian and Bronson Stafford both 9 laps on their current tires. Tyler Riggs 15 laps on his current tires. This is bound to be a very interesting restart. And somebody phased out of the universe there for a second. That was, well, speaking of, Tyler Riggs, apparently. As he is back into the universe and trying to catch up as quickly as possible. Hopefully that is the case. He did restart 3rd. And he should be able to, yep, everyone got sorted just in time. It's a very smart move to pull off to the side and slow down. I believe that's what Tyler Riggs did. That's why he was so far back. Green flag flies once again. Shane Terrian down and away. Ryan Hart's now having a little bit of connection issues for a moment. At least on the timing screen it showed. Quickly, single file everybody goes. Ryan Hart's is on a mission to get back up to 1st. Finlayson a mission to get back up ahead of 6th place. Tyler Riggs protected the inside lane, blocked Ryan Hart's from using that. So Ryan Hart's opts for the top side instead. Finlayson currently sits in 6th place position. Currently in the points lead at the moment, but Ryan Hart's in the 3. Tries to make something happen as the 38 got a little bit on the apron, a little bit loose. The 3 has nowhere to go. Bronson Stafford leads at Atlanta. And right when I say that, down into turn 3 goes number 3, diving down to the inside lane as there's a little bit of contact. Matthew Bell goes up to the top side. We're going to have a huge wreck here off of the corner. Finlayson is involved, and so are 5, 6. It's a big one again as the 94 goes tumbling down. It's another massive wreck, and I think Matthew Rodriguez had lucked out of enough. Did he luck out again in the same area by braking? I believe he did. That'd be impressive. We'll take a look at Matthew Rodriguez here in a second, but that was entirely out of absolutely nowhere. So Matthew Bell, I'm not sure what exactly happened here. We'll rewind this at full speed, and we'll play this at full speed. 4 on the top side. Matthew Bell comes right down. I'm not sure why he did that exactly, but made contact with the 14, and then, oh my goodness, I got sent flying. That's everybody that got sent flying, basically. Somebody else wasn't, that's Matt Dyer again involved. He's not having the best of luck, apparently. Neither are some of these other drivers. Tom Bourne, Jared Matthew, Matthew James. Walker Thomas also involved. Joseph Tice, Alan Rowell, tumbled. Bradley Burke, smoking engine. Matthew Rodriguez, no idea if he was involved or not. Let's find out. same spot he avoided a wreck earlier. And he avoids another one again. Props to Matthew Rodriguez for that. He has, even though he's in the back, you don't have to be in the back to have great driving and heads-up awareness. That is absolutely impressive by the 57. So everyone is back in pit road once again. And right when I say that, somebody's leaving pit road. That is Massey, I believe. Robert Kenny, Tom Bourne, Walker Thomas, Shane Terrian, and Michael Laria all off of pit road. Same with Michael Finlayson, who I think Tyler Riggs may have gotten a speeding penalty. No, it was just a drag race between the two. But Finlayson down to 9th. Again, 6th place or better. Provided Ryan Hartz is in the lead, which at the moment he is not. And we're nearing 10 laps to go. So this is about to be a very interesting final few laps. I wonder if Stafford is going to... looks like he'll stay out. He's currently going to be on his 15th lap on his tires once he crosses the start-finish line. Lights will remain on for the time being. So we'll take a quick break once again, and we'll be right back. Back live at Atlanta, the field just in the middle of turn 4. Field in control of Bronson Stafford. Everyone is on different lap tires, but for sure 5th place on back, all pitted at the same time. Green flag flies, we're back underway, and the 3 made a lane change before the start finish line. I think that's a black flag. I believe that is a penalty. Not allowed to make a lead change before the start-finish line. Double checking on that rule. As Bronson Stafford leads down into turn number 3, but we'll have Matthew Bell on the inside lane. Oh, Kenny, hang on to it. He hung on to it. He was on the apron just a little bit, but he held on to it. Ryan Hart's third place, 10 laps to go. Where's Michael Finlayson? 10th place. Do calculations at the end of the race. He's battling with Michael Lariat. He's battling with Tyler Riggs, actually, for position number 10 as the 54 got a little bit loose. Bronson Stafford slams his car right down into the inside lane, just in front of the 4, the moment he cleared Matthew Bell. And yeah, looking back at the rule book, as we're 3 wide for second place, Tom Bourne makes near contact with Matthew Bell. Bourne falls down to the inside lane, contact again with Matthew Bell, and all the way down into the infield, into the pace car, into the infield. Caution comes out. We have one more chance. Oh boy. This is going to be interesting. This is... Well, we saw that, but we're showing the replay either way. That was absolutely wild. I thought what I thought was going to happen was that the 54 was going to drift up into the 4 of Matthew Bell, which would end result drifting up into the 3. They all made contact for sure, but the 54 got the worst of it. The 3 barely lucked out. And there's the contact. Caution comes out right there. There it is. And apparently, we'll get a freeze frame of the moment the caution came out of third place, because apparently that's where Ryan Hart's was positioned, which was third place the moment the caution came out. And we'll see if we can get a freeze frame, because that is definitely accurate. Looking back at this, there it is. The moment the caution came out right here, 61, 4, 3, and 14. But Michael Finlayson has been positioned in 5th, so it's maybe been a little bit of a difference there. As multiple drivers fake out pit road. For some, it may not be the best idea. So we are fully under caution, as it is Bronson Stafford in 1st, Matthew Bell 2nd, 3rd place Ryan Hart's, 4th place Bradley Burke, 5th place Michael Finlayson. And we'll see what the points come down to at the moment. There is one more chance of a green flag finish, and for Ryan Hart's to do whatever he can. It's going to be a very wild few laps. 329 points plus 3rd place points. 363 points for Ryan Hart's. 363 points for Ryan Hart's. 373 points right now for Michael Finlayson. At the moment, Finlayson has a 10-point advantage, just as he did coming into this race. There is, of course, as mentioned, one more chance. This is going to be this is going to be interesting. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm also hoping that finishes under green, but oh boy. What will happen? Nobody knows. Will the lights go off this time by? They will not. So we'll go for a second to last commercial break, as we will have one in between the... Actually, probably not. So this is going to be our last commercial break. So we will be right back. It is about a quarter of a lap till the green flag, and 3 laps to go. Michael Finlayson sits 6th on the restart. Ryan Hartz sits 3rd on the restart. I may be reading that incorrectly. It's actually 3rd and 5th, respectively. So it's going to be an interesting championship fight as the green flag flies between Bronson and Stafford as, well, everyone's holding their line for the time being. 3 laps remain, and already Ryan Hart's up to 2nd place. Michael Finlayson all over the back bumper of Walker Thomas, but for the lead and possibly the championship, we'll find out what happens. Ryan Hart's tries to make a move, dives down to the inside. There he goes. Great opportunity. Nearly makes contact. 2 laps to go. This time by the start-finish line. And Bronson Stafford tries to hold his own on the outside lane. He has the 4. Nope, never mind. He doesn't have the 4 because the 4 dives down. Nearly makes it 3 wide on corner entry to turn 1. Finlayson still 6th place as it's a drag race side by side. Down the back straightaway, Ryan Hart's trying to move Bronson Stafford up the racetrack. This might be it. 51 saves it, however. No caution, and this time by is the white flag as everybody single file. Finlayson up to 4th place. Stafford all over the back bumper of Ryan Hart's as this is, again, for a championship, essentially. Finlayson moves his way past Matthew Bell up to 3rd place. This is, again, this could be a 3-wide finish. Contact between the 61, the 14, the 4 as well, but Ryan Hart's, either way, comes off the corner, finishes 1st place, turned across the line, coming to the exit of turn 4 is Michael Finlayson. No idea where he finished officially as of yet, but the caution is out with a huge crash off turn number 4. The race results are official at this point, essentially. A huge crash coming to the finish. Not the first time we've heard that. That's the first thing that came to my mind. Ryan Hart's officially your winner with, again, double checking here. 329 points plus race winning points. Whoop. That's the wrong number. 329 plus 40 points. 369 points is the 3 of Ryan Hart. At the moment, Finlayson scored in 10th, but I believe officially Ryan Hart is your champion as he burns it down. A champion and a race winner in the final race of the season. Congratulations to Ryan Hart. Again, I believe it's not official yet. We're going to have to double check. But he's for sure officially your race winner. So as he burns it down, we'll check your final results here. It's Ryan Hartz, Joseph Tice, and Tyler Riggs. 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Michael Laria finishes 4th. 5th, Robert Kennedy. 6th, Walker Thomas. 7th, going to be Matthew Bell. 8th place, Tom Bourne. 9th, Shane Terry. And 10th, Michael Finlayson. And if this is the case for it being official, in that case, Michael Finlayson finishes with 365 points. 4 points off of the championship. Again, got to have to wait for everything to be granted official, but I'll have to wait until word that is actually, again, official. Bronson Stafford finishes 11th. 12th place, Alan Rowell. 13th, Matthew James. 14th, Bradley Burke. 15th, Matthew Rodriguez. Jared Matthew finishes 16th. 17th, Matt Dyer. 18th, Nick Massey. 19th, Justin Munsell. And 20th is Grant Davis. So we will not take a commercial break. We'll actually head right down into your post-race interviews here. And we'll start, essentially, we'll see if we can start with Tyler Riggs. If Tyler Riggs is available. I believe he is. So we'll see as we double check for point standings. Until then, we'll see if Ryan Hartz is available. Ryan Hartz, do you have us? Oh, yep, sorry. Tyler Riggs. I'm doing
So,
points at the same time as this, so hold on a second. I'm gonna turn off audio monitoring. Apologies for those watching the stream back or the stream in general, but it's yeah, that's on my mind right now. I'm double checking everything. But Tyler Riggs, position 3, after that insane crazy. I don't even know how you got there. I'm actually going to see if I can get a replay up of that. But that was absolutely that was an Atlanta finish if I had ever seen one.
oh, for sure. That was just the entire race for me, just trying to avoid the wrecks and just find myself the right track position at the end there. So thankfully, I was able to do that.
Yeah, somehow, some way you did. That was I have no idea. Well, that was just. Well, again, you were, let's see, going into turn 4, get a replay up here as well, but going into turn 4, you were, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6th place, and just like that, out of nowhere, you are 3rd place. So, my goodness. So, what were your thoughts on the season as a whole? Pretty much this race, and I guess the season, as well as the package for some of these tracks.
Yeah, I'm a long time NASCAR fan, so I've seen kind of the different iterations of the packs, the packages. Your cars of tomorrow, all that good junk. This package, I don't know quite where I am on it as far as like driving it compared to the old stuff. It's different, that's for sure. So this entire season for me has been, especially this league, has been a really good opportunity for me to get in there and try to learn as much as I can. I appreciate how Flatout kind of took their approach with the schedule and gone to a lot of different track types. It's given me a good springboard to learn off of going forward, and doing it with generally some really good competition, some really good guys in here. So I've had a blast this season, and each week's just trying to give my best and build momentum for the next season and other leagues I'm going into with the Cup cars.
Yeah, it's going to be something to look ahead for, definitely for sure. So before we go ahead and let you go, anyone that you want to give a shout out to for your 3rd place finish?
Oh man, as always, PR Motorsports. He hasn't been here long for a lot of these races. My boy Joshua Personette, but we started this thing together, and we've been we've had each other's backs pretty much since the console days and on through the deal. And so without him, we definitely would not be here right now. And just all the hard work he's put in on our team and everything, because we got other guys outside of me and him that are on team that run in other leagues. So it's been fun. Been fun with that for sure.
And it's definitely been a very fun season as well. So we're going to go ahead and let you go. Congratulations on your 3rd place finish.
Thank you, Gary. Have a good one.
That was Tyler Riggs finishing position number 3. Next up is the one and the only Joseph Tice, whose last name I somehow keep pronouncing Theus every single time. But either way, throughout that crazy finish, you somehow managed to luck a 2nd place finish. After all of that, you're on the inside just at the right moment. A little bit of a bump from the 98 as well. And next thing you know, you find yourself in 2nd place.
Yeah, I got lucky being on the bottom there. The seas parted, and luckily I had a lot of grass to cut. I'm glad I wasn't at Daytona Talladega. I'd have probably got a black flag for going below the track, but I saw green, and yeah, 2nd place. I'll take it because that was crazy.
That was a insanely wild finish as well. As apparently behind there was a 3 wide for some position back there. I have no idea what that was, but that was definitely a interesting. That was a fun race for sure with this package as well. So, what are your thoughts on not only this race but the entire season as a whole with your experience?
Well, I've had a lot, and I've missed a lot of races. I think I made the first 4 or 5 races, and then I have missed a lot since then. And so I'm glad I got to come do the finish. I really enjoy racing with these guys. There's some really quality talent tonight, or talent out here. We may not have shown it tonight, but it is pretty sweet. And I got to congratulate Grant. He's the mastermind behind all of this, and he had a really good team working with Fennelson and Michael Araya and all the admins, Shane and whatnot. But he's kind of the mastermind, and he brought this back, and I just want to congratulate him. I know he's been a proud papa. He's been talking to me a lot about it. So I hate that I missed as much as I did, but I really enjoy racing with these guys.
And it was a very, very exciting season as well, and a very exciting race for to close out the season as well. So before we go ahead and let you go, anyone else that you'd like to give a shout out to for your second place?
Yeah, I just want to give a thanks to my wife and, of course, Father's Day, and give it up to my kids. I love them to death. They let me come here and take a couple hours off and come do this. So I really enjoy them letting me do that. And like I said, I done thanked all the admins, but there's really solid guys in this league that I really enjoy racing. And anyway, thanks for the broadcast. It's been a cool season. I hate that I missed, like I said, as much as I did, but I hope maybe next season I'll make some more of it.
And hopefully that next season is the case. So we're going to go ahead and let you go. Congratulations again on your second place finish.
All right, thanks a lot.
That was Joseph Theas finishing in second place. And finally, it is the very best moment of honor and definitely a very huge relief for Ryan Hartz. Coming into this race, 10 points out. Both of you getting the bonus point for a lap led, which still kept you at 10 points. You getting the bonus point for leading the most laps, and then just the entire second half of the race in general. That was very, pretty sure, I guess nerve-wracking race. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure that you are relieved to know that you are not only a race winner but also the champion for this season.
Uh, um, I can't believe that I actually did that. Coming into tonight, I was gonna try everything I had. I was gonna give it all I had, and gonna try and lead most laps. And I did that, and tried to win the race, and I did just that. But car was bad fast when I got out in front. The setup was just really good and went in my favor. And apparently, it was really hard to pass, so I didn't really want to go back there. But I got to thank Matthew Bell. He pretty much pushed me to the win there, and out of three or out of four, actually, I think Mike had it, and I saw him get wrecked, and I just instantly got excited. But Mike's a good friend of mine. But I'm glad I got this one.
Yeah, it was very, like I said, nerve-wracking, but at the end, it's definitely worth it. 84 laps led, by the way, as according to the lap count that we have. So that is very impressive in its own right. Although you definitely pretty much already had secured at 66 laps led, but definitely great and more than likely relieving to have a championship win and a race win under your belt as well. So heading into actually, not heading into the next season. That's the wrong question. But looking back at this season as a whole, including this race, what are you looking ahead for?
I'm doing the same thing I did this year. I felt like we were the most consistent car out there all year. The only bad race I really had was Richmond, and then I missed last week. Just friends come first, and I didn't want to miss out with some friends earlier in the weekend. But that was pretty much my fault that I missed last week. But I'm glad I came out here and made the most of this. And this past week, I've been just thinking to myself, I haven't really been as good as I used to be. I'm not winning as much anymore, and I thought I was becoming washed up even. But clearly tonight, I showed that I still got speed in the car, and I'm happy about that. So then next season, just looking to do the same thing, win a lot of races, lead a lot of laps, and hopefully come out as a two-time.
Hopefully that is the case. So before we go ahead and let you go, anyone that you'd like to give a shout out to for your race and championship win here for this season?
I literally got to thank everyone that raced this year in Flatout. That was absolutely the best league I've ever been a part of on iRacing, and every single week I look forward to Sunday nights because I get to do it with these guys. So got to thank everybody, and got to thank Grant, especially Finlayson, for making the league great, and teammate Matthew Bell. He, like I said, he pretty much pushed me to the win tonight, and just joined the league recently, and he's been a ton of help. So got to thank him, and definitely you for doing the broadcast.
That has been absolutely wonderful for this season. So we're going to go ahead and let you go. Congratulations on your race and championship win here for this season.
Gonna go celebrate.
Yeah, you go ahead and do that. Have fun. So that is Ryan Hartz, your race and championship winner here for this season. And pretty much for a while. Not sure when I'm going to be back. Hopefully soon. And by soon, it's probably iRacing levels of soon. Definitely a very amazing season overall. And of course, just like every league has its ups and downs, but for both broadcasts that I've done for not only the Flatout Racing League, but also the Fuel Racing League, or the Fuel Jetstream Media IndyCar Series. Ooh, that's a long title. Definitely amazing, and really enjoyed broadcasting these last two, but unfortunately, I'm going to be wrapping up for a little bit. Again, not sure when I'll be back. Hopefully, sometime eventually, but go ahead and stay tuned if you want. Subscribe to the channel as well. And of course, as usual, I hope to see you next time. I've been Gary Weaver. Good night from Atlanta.